Greetings, seeker of greatness. You did not stumble here by chance. Life does not hand out coincidences, it whispers opportunities. And today that whisper has brought you to a truth that many will never dare to confront. Greatness does not wait, it is forged. Think about it for a moment. The world around you constantly seduces people with comfort, with the illusion that time is infinite, that someday will come. But you and I both know the cruel reality. Someday never arrives for those who hesitate. History doesn't remember the hesitant. It remembers those who acted, those who carved their place into existence with discipline, courage, and an unshakable will. Every empire, every legacy, every name that still echoes after centuries was born not from waiting, but from the fire of decisions taken when others were paralyzed by fear. Julius Caesar did not cross the Rubicon because he thought tomorrow would be more convenient. Muhammad Ali did not claim he was the greatest because he wanted approval. He declared it and then proved it every single day. Even the athlete who rises before dawn, while the rest of the world sleeps, knows a simple truth. Time will not bend for you. You must bend yourself to it. But here's the paradox. Greatness isn't gifted to extraordinary beings. It is ordinary humans who dare to live extraordinarily. That means you. Yes, you. The fact that you're here, listening, already separates you from the masses who drown in distraction. They scroll, they postpone, they hope. You seek, and seekers are dangerous because once awakened, they no longer accept mediocrity. You see, waiting is a poison disguised as patience. People confuse stillness with wisdom, but deep down they know they are lying to themselves. They are afraid to fail, and so they choose the illusion of safety. Yet failure, my friend, is not your enemy. It is the raw material with which greatness is forged. Fire needs resistance. Steel is hardened by the hammer. And your soul, your true self, requires trials to awaken its full force. Imagine your life as a forge. Every doubt, every rejection, every sleepless night, it is the hammer striking you. Weak spirits crack under the blows, but strong ones, they transform. They shine. They emerge sharper, unstoppable, inevitable. And here lies the truth few are willing to face. Greatness has no interest in your excuses, in your delays, in your carefully constructed stories about why now is not the right moment. Greatness will not wait at your doorstep. It stands in the distance, daring you to move, to sacrifice, to shed your comfort, and embrace the fire. Greatness is not born in a single explosion of glory. It is forged slowly, relentlessly, like a blade in fire. Think of the blacksmith. He doesn't strike the metal once and call it finished. He strikes again and again and again until the steel obeys. That is how greatness is built inside you, through repetition, through discipline, through the daily choice to step into discomfort when others retreat. Most people wait for the perfect moment, the right mood, the right opportunity, the right conditions, but perfection is a lie. The soil is never perfectly fertile, the wind never perfectly calm. The great farmer plants his seeds anyway, trusting that his effort will command the harvest. The same is true with you. Waiting is nothing more than surrender dressed as caution. The clock ticks regardless of your hesitation. Every second you delay, someone else is forging their blade, taking the place that could have been yours. Think about the stories that inspire us. The young entrepreneur working from a garage while his friends laugh at him. The runner training in the rain while others sleep. The artist rejected 100 times before the world finally recognized her brilliance. These aren't fairy tales. They are demonstrations of a universal truth. Greatness rewards action, not excuses. And action begins within. It begins with the decision that today, not tomorrow, not someday, you will pick up the hammer and strike, that you will endure the heat of the forge because you understand that nothing worth carrying through life is ever formed in comfort. The pain you avoid is the strength you never build. The challenges you dodge are the victories you surrender. Here's what they don't tell you. The world is quietly divided into two groups, those who wait and those who forge. The ones who wait spend their lives explaining why it wasn't their time. The ones who forge, they never explain. Their results speak, their names echo, their presence changes the air in the room, and you, right now, have a choice about which side you belong to. When you decide to forge greatness, the process begins invisibly, silently, in moments no one will ever witness. It is in the early mornings when your body screams for rest and your mind whispers excuses. It is in the evenings when fatigue clouds your judgment and the world seems content with mediocrity. Those are the moments that define you, not when applause surrounds you, not when victory is already in your hands. The world celebrates results, but it is the unseen effort that writes your legacy. Consider the mind as your most powerful tool, yet one of the easiest to betray. It craves comfort, craves approval, craves ease. And if you allow it, it will lull you into a life half-lived. But when you confront it, challenge it, train it as you would a warrior, something extraordinary happens. Your perception changes. You begin to see obstacles not as walls, but as the raw material of your transformation. Every difficulty becomes an opportunity, every criticism a spark to stoke the fire within. And there is a cunning beauty in this struggle. Life has a way of presenting the exact challenges that will craft the version of you that the world will remember. The rejection, the failure, the mockery, they are not punishments. They are invitations. Invitations to prove that you are capable of more than the ordinary. Invitations to rise while others fall back into comfort. Imagine yourself as a sculptor staring at a block of marble. Every doubt, every fear, every moment of weakness is a section of stone that must be chipped away. Only through patience, only through deliberate effort, only through the persistence to continue when it seems easier to give up, will your true form emerge. And here is where most falter. They stop too soon. They carve some, then retreat. They are content with shapes that are incomplete. You, however, are not here to be content. You are here to be remembered. The fire is not external. The forge is within. Each decision you make, each moment you push past your limits, each refusal to settle for less than what you know you can become, that is the hammer striking the steel of your being. And slowly, imperceptibly, you begin to transform. Not because someone told you to, not because society applauded, because you demanded it of yourself. This is the first truth of greatness. It does not wait. And those who wait will never know what it feels like to shape destiny with their own hands. As the forge of your efforts burns hotter, something begins to shift inside. Your mind stops asking permission. Your heart stops begging for comfort. You start to recognize that the true battleground is not external. It is internal. Every struggle you face, every discomfort you embrace, begins to etch a new code into your being. You are no longer the person who hesitates. You are someone who acts, someone who commands their own life. And that is a dangerous power because the world instinctively resists it. Picture this. While most people are distracted by noise, by trivial approval, by fleeting pleasures, you are building something invisible yet indestructible. You learn to observe yourself, to understand the patterns of your thoughts, to anticipate the lies your own mind tells you to avoid effort. And in that observation, you gain control. You learn that weakness is optional, but strength is earned. You begin to realize that most of what stops ordinary people is not circumstance, it is choice. This is where the separation occurs. While others drift, you navigate. While others rationalize, you execute. The small victories of discipline, the morning you wake when your body screams, stay in bed, the task you complete when everyone else procrastinates, the conversation you engage with honesty when the crowd chooses deception. These victories accumulate. They accumulate silently, invisibly, like the rise of a tide that no one notices until it floods the shore. And then comes the subtle but profound change. The world starts to feel different. You notice things others don't. Opportunities appear where others see obstacles. Challenges excite you because you recognize them as the raw material of growth. Your confidence no longer depends on external validation. It is forged in the crucible of your own consistent, relentless effort. You begin to move through life with a quiet inevitability, a sense that whatever you touch, you have the power to shape. Here's the seductive secret. The more you forge yourself, the less you depend on anyone else. Approval becomes irrelevant. Fear becomes optional. Comfort becomes your tool, not your master. You stop being influenced by the opinions of the crowd because you see the game from above. And this, my friend, is a form of power few ever understand. Not the loud, flashy kind, but the deep, unshakable kind. The kind that allows you to stand unshaken while others crumble. The kind that transforms obstacles into stepping stones. The kind that makes your very presence a statement of inevitability. The second truth of greatness is now clear. Those who forge themselves are no longer ordinary. They move through the world differently, think differently, act differently. And the moment you realize this, you will understand why waiting was never an option and why the fire inside you can no longer be ignored. Now let's step into the final and most profound stage, the point where the internal fire you forge begins to shape the world around you. By now, the process is no longer about forcing yourself through struggle. It is about understanding that struggle has already transformed you. You walk differently, think differently, and act with a clarity others can't comprehend. You have become a force that moves with intention, a presence that commands attention without demanding it. The world instinctively responds to those who have endured, who have refined themselves in silence, who have mastered the art of becoming unstoppable. Consider the ripple effect of this transformation. Every choice you make now carries weight. Every word, every action, every decision resonates because it comes from a place of mastery. You no longer react out of fear or desire for approval. You act with precision, with purpose, with inevitability. People feel it, even if they cannot explain it. They sense the difference between someone waiting for life to hand them opportunity and someone who has already taken destiny into their own hands. This is where greatness becomes contagious, not because you impose it, but because it emanates from you. Others will try to imitate, to challenge, to slow you down, but they cannot replicate the fire that forged you. That fire was born in the private hours, in the silent resistance to weakness, in the repeated choices to act when the world encouraged inaction. No one can steal that. No one can manufacture it. And this is why those who wait will always remain behind. They will never feel the quiet thrill of knowing that they alone control their ascent. Yet here lies the most captivating truth. The moment you realize your power, it is not arrogance that defines you, but a deep, unshakable self-respect. You have stepped beyond the need for validation because you understand that your worth is not external. It is intrinsic, forged through trial, choice, and relentless effort. And it is in this self-mastery that true influence emerges. You are no longer swayed by opinion, comfort, or fear. You are a leader of yourself, and by extension, a force that shapes the lives of those around you, whether they know it or not. Finally, remember this: the world will never hand you greatness. It does not wait, and it does not bend to desire. It rewards the forged. It celebrates those who understand that every struggle, every early morning, every painful decision, every sacrifice is a strike of the hammer shaping destiny. You have been given the choice, the tools, and the fire. It is now up to you to strike. Now imagine the life that awaits you once you step fully into this truth. Imagine waking each day knowing that hesitation no longer rules you, that excuses no longer hold power over you, that the fire within you is unstoppable. Every challenge becomes a proving ground. Every obstacle becomes a stepping stone. Every failure becomes fuel. You are no longer a passenger in life. You are the architect of your destiny, the force that carves reality into the shape you choose. Greatness is not a reward, it is a consequence. It is the natural result of relentless action, unshakable self-belief, and a refusal to surrender to comfort. The difference between you and the masses is simple. You chose to forge, while they chose to wait. And that choice is visible in every fiber of your being. You move differently. You think differently. You live differently. You have become someone who leaves a mark simply by existing. So I leave you with this challenge. Do not wait for the perfect moment. Do not hope that circumstances will finally align. The fire you need is already inside you. Strike it, forge it, own it. Make the decision today, right now, that greatness will not wait any longer. Because if you do, there is nothing, absolutely nothing that can stop you. And here is where your journey doesn't have to end with this video. If you want to continue sharpening your mind, mastering your will, and shaping a life that commands respect and awe, then join this community. Subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and step into a space where every video is another strike of the hammer, shaping the extraordinary life you were born to live. Because remember, greatness never waits, and neither should you.